But I guess let's jump in the spoilers. So for anyone that actually wants to see this movie, and doesn't want anything spoiled for them, come back in a minute. We're still gonna talk about Invincible after we're done with this. But for those of you who want to hang out, has seen it, we're gonna get into some spoilers. So you have been warned. I don't know. I guess I'll start again. I'm gonna try and do it like in a act 1, 2, and 3. So the first act for me was probably the weaker act of the movie. I actually thought, and me and Chase and the guys, we kind of talked about this. There was something with the hand-to-hand combat in the first part of the movie that just seemed off. I don't know if it was an editing thing. I don't know if they were just moving slower than I'm used to. Because listen, we're used to, Rodgers, Captain America, right? Super soldier serum, throwing people, beating the shit. I don't know if it was that, and he was just fighting more like a human or whatever it was. But I just didn't get into the hand-to-hand combat in the first act. With John,
also,
yeah.
I just want to call a spade a spade. I need Marvel and I need them to take that white Sam Wilson suit and just put that shit in the trash.
Burn that shit to the ground.
That white suit is terrible. The first suit he had, the first act, I hated it.
Right.
The suit they ended him with, the blue suit, loved it.
Yeah,
love the blue
suit.
Fantastic. Yeah. The white suit, trash. I hate that fucking suit.
Even in the beginning of the movie when he did that sonic boom thing, when he landed, he's like, "Wait for it!" Cool. That was cool. There were just cool moments, but and then and I said it when they went to the White House and Isaiah Bradley does what he does and then jumps out the window and Sam's like, nah, and then they show him running down the stairs. It completely took me out. It was. I understand what they were trying to do, but it completely took me out.
Shout out! I'm glad that he still has Red Wing.
Red Wing was a star in this movie.
Yeah, the fucking Red Wing.
And Red Wing got a huge, a lot of upgrades. Red Wing got a lot of upgrades.
What? He has a laser now, dude. When he first piggyback over Abel's stage, I think with the fighting scene, they had to slow it down.
Right,
because
he's human.
Because he's human.
But it just still looked choppy and slow to me. There was something not right.
I will say, I don't know what format y'all saw the movie in, but I saw it in Dolby, and the sound was actually one of my pros for the movie was the sound. When he did that sonic boom, when he dropped down and you heard the layers of the sound as he was falling.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it landed. I liked how that sounded.
I liked how it looked too when he was coming down. It
was like a wave, a wave just coming down as he was dropping.
And it does. And in the first 10 minutes of the movie, they explain how he can do that.
Right.
So all those guys will say, "Oh, how could you do that?" Even we did that. How could he do that? How could he do that? They explained it in the first 10 minutes of the fucking movie. So
seeing Isaiah Bradley back in this movie was awesome. Honestly, I wish they would just give it. I'd watch a whole show on this guy about his experiences and
episode.
I don't know if they'll ever do it, but he honestly, acting wise, he did a phenomenal job. I just thought he did great.
He's always been a good actor, bro.
I want a T-shirt with Isaiah Bradley's face that says "Say it again."
Right.
I literally want art department. Let me get the fucking
or old man strength. I was okay.
Either one. I want him to say it again.
Because when they had went. And when we see him in his first scene, and I saw that they going to Baltimore, I said, "Oh, they're going to see Isaiah." So, and when they went into the gym, and he hit that punching bag so hard that it flew off the chain and all the way across the room.
Yeah.
Oh, for all the people that don't hit heavy bags, that's over 150 pound bags.
That's crazy. I have a 70-pound one, and I have trouble lifting that thing. So that was cool.
And this right here.
To make that fucking bag move a little bit, it takes a lot.
Even with the gloves
he's a super soldier.
Even with gloves on.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And what's crazy too is because when I didn't think of it, but it kind of reminds me back to the first Avengers movie when Nick Fury went to go get Steve Rogers and he was punching the punching bag and he knocked it off and he knocked the sand out. He had to put a new bag on. But Isaiah hit the bag so hard that it flew off of the chain and across the room.
And then he's like, "All right, Sam, come get these flags." And then he takes the thing off the chain and holds it like a bat. I'm like, what is this guy doing? That was cool.
And I like that, and that's what I was going to say. I like they showed the training montage because it shows that because Sam is not a super soldier, he has to train extra to do what he does.
And you know what? They did at least show that he's come leaps and bounds since the Winter Soldier show, right? Like they showed that like he was doing more. And honestly, listen, he had some good moments with the shield, the way he was ricocheting it, picking it up. Like he had some good moments. There was some good stuff.
And also,
they showed he's been from the Falcon Winter Soldier show. Yeah. They showed how much he's actually learned to use the shield.
He's grown.
You know what I'm saying?
You could tell
like he's grown into the shield. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And also, like that they put some respect on his name too. Like when we first see him in the movie and he's in the bar getting the drinks, and they said, "No, it's on us." Because remember, in the Falcon Winter Soldier, he couldn't even get a bank loan.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So notice they're all calling him Captain, not disrespecting him and calling him Falcon or.
I like that they did that. Like that's Captain. Like even at the bar, the guy's like, "Hey, Cap, like what's up?" Like like they did that stuff right. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Adamantium is stronger than Vibranium.
Yeah, can we really this is actually pissing me off. Like it's been pissing me off since this afternoon.
Chase put this in our fucking comment section, and I went on a fucking 3-hour fucking deep dive on this shit.
All it takes a little tic-tac of a comment.
And it fucking set me the fuck off. And I'm going to the weight balance of the weight ratio from adamantium to vibranium. I went down a fucking rabbit hole that I didn't want on YouTube, and then I just went and I said, "Fuck that! I'm going back to the Marvel basics and the Marvel comics, not listening to anybody else." Point being, adamantium to one aspect is stronger than vibranium. Yes. Can it get through Black Panther's suit? No.
Well, not in the MCU now.
No, it can't. Either way, even in the MCU, it won't be able to. Because
Leo,
I am telling you for a fact the feats that adamantium has and the feats that vibranium have, you can't even count them in the MCU.
But when you have Thunderbolt Ross say the line "stronger than vibranium" in people's heads, that's automatically going to make them think it's able to break through and pierce vibranium.
Then
so
I
if that's the case. You need to watch your wording. Yeah, but you can't.
They have to read one of these.
All right. No, then he needs to phrase the sentence differently.
Because he has to say that because it always boils down to the aspect of we can't have nothing better than anybody else.
Who's we? So listen, I've been saying this from day one. It's all of this soft sabotaging that happens with black characters, and these are the little details. So I don't care he's putting. I don't care. At the end of the day, vibranium has always been harder than anything. Am I
not harder? No. More durable.
More durable.
Yes.
So
we saw that in the movie.
So now we have to make adamantium harder than vibranium, and it's got to be something that
I mean, they could always wiggle their way out of that though.
Listen,
they can because they could literally do a comparison of the two somewhere at a point in the movie and be like, oh, well, after more research, adamantium breaks down more over time than vibranium. Yeah. Like they'd have to do it in a movie though. You know what I'm saying? My main problem with it is this: in order for them to mold adamantium, they have to heat it, which means that it has a heating point at which it turns into a liquid. You cannot do that with vibranium. In order to mold vibranium, you have to use sonics. That's true. That's very, very true.
So at that point, this about it being harder than vibranium to me just sounds like bullshit.
But the thing is that the only way that I've reading books and doing my deep dive, it would be able to get through Black Panther's suit. And this is just Black Panther standing there. This is not saying that Black Panther is fighting back. For him and Wolverine to go at it, if you guys are saying that Wolverine can beat Black Panther, is not happening. So get that fucking thought on your face. And the only way that he can get through that fucking suit to actually cut fucking T'Challa in that suit is a fastball special. And it has to be coming from the Hulk, not Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
because of the speed. That's fair.
Something about the Adamantium that did bother me that I kind of wanted to know that, I don't know, maybe we'll find out. So, like, obviously we know it came from Tiamat, right? It came from the Celestial.
Right.
I didn't see, like, how did they extract it? Like, they said they put a team in there, but, like, what did they use to extract it? Like, how did they get it out? Like,
I think those are chips
right,
that come off.
but with what and how if it's the strongest thing ever?
Now you see, now you going where I was going.
Right.
Because at this point, so now what you're telling me is that you went in there, found the heating point of adamantium,
right,
and you're melting it off of him, because that's the only way you can.
And here's some more plot stuff. Why is Japan so mad that a little particle got stolen if there's a whole celestial of adamantium there that someone could just fly to and just go chip some off?
Okay, hold on. All right,
that part of the plot was a little ridiculous.
Yes, it was, because you got to realize one thing. In Wolverine, they were hunting for adamantium. It was one of the rarest items, like vibranium, that they didn't know about back then.
Right.
It was one of the hardest metals on the planet, and they had a sort. When Wolverine was made, they had a little bit amount, a fucking tiny amount that was used to make him.
Right.
But now we have a whole fucking celestial god in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm putting it into the timeline.
Right. But, like, I need to know how they got it out. Like, I need to know how they got it out. Like, there's a way.
I think it's just those chips that just fell off, because you see how fucking rugged those things were.
Yeah.
If there's that chip, then there's more chips. Like, there's technically nothing that is within the earth that's hard enough to chip off pieces of Tiamat.
Right.
So any piece that they got, they would have had to have melted off, because it's the only way that you can modify it as a metal.
Right. Yeah. So, let them motherfuckers take the little thing. Let's go back to the Celestial and go chip some more off. I mean, that just solves that, but that's just whatever. So let's get into some more of the characters. Falcon, Joaquin. I thought he was hysterical.
Oh, he was good the whole time.
He was funny.
No problem with him. You know, I mean, like he was. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I say he was a good sidekick. Like, he played his part. Like, he didn't try to overstep. Like, he was there. He was also the tech guy. You know, like helping Sam get into certain places. You know, so basically be his guide. But I like that. What I liked about him is that he had almost like a kid factor to him, in the sense of he always wanted to be in the action. Like, he couldn't wait to throw his suit on so he could do his thing. And I'm glad that his suit is different. Even though he's Falcon now, he has his own thing, like, the things that shoots off of his hands.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm glad that he has his own thing. That it's not like he's a complete copy of what Sam used to be.
Right. Well, those are called quills. So the quills, the quills are a weapon that was exclusive to Falcon. And technically, his equipment is supposed to be Captain America's old equipment, with, I guess, slight modifications and stuff like that and whatnot. But I agree. He did a fantastic job as a sidekick. He's young, he's learning, he's eager, he wants to be a part of it and whatnot. I knew he was going to get hurt, though. I knew he was going to get hurt, because he was a little bit too eager to rush in where fools would,
Yeah.
Who the hell fucking jumps on a goddamn missile like that, bro? What's wrong with you?
Nah,
he's trying to impress him, bro.
Yeah, he felt he got that first missile. Sam told him not to go up after the next one. He said, "No, I got it." That's why I said. That's why I said it was like the kid factor. Like the kid factor.
Yeah, agreed. It's funny because now thinking about it in parallel, like he really almost plays Falcon the same way Anthony Mackie played Falcon when Steve Rogers was Captain America. Like, he comes in with the occasional quip, and he literally like is there to be like, "Oh, you've been frozen for 100 years, old man. Here's how you use a cell phone." But Joaquin is like the advanced version. Like, here's how you do this and track this and do that. And like, but he's like literally he's the same version. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what he did with Isaiah Bradley with the phone. He said, "This is how you airdrop."
He said, "Do you want me to make the fonts bigger?"
No, it was so funny. But what's so funny though is like when he first meets him, and he did something that would have annoyed me. He took the plastic off of the phone.
Oh my god! What the fuck are you doing? I would have dead punched him in his chest for that shit. It's like somebody taking over. Yo, you know there's plastic on your screen? Yes, there's plastic on my goddamn screen. Leave it the fuck alone. I'm old. Shit.
So for those who don't know, when you're long in the tooth, you try to keep new stuff new as long as possible. But back in the days,
Chase, we used to sit on those goddamn sofas with the fucking plastic on it.
Bring that up. Back in the days,
yeah.
Our grandparents had a whole living room with the plastic still on it. And you were not allowed in there because the couch had to last at least 75 years before it was considered.
And it was no fun in the summertime.
Yeah,
when it was
hot.
It would get stuck to the seat.
Oh, because you can't turn on the fucking AC when it's 100 degrees.
All right, wait. Let's bring it back, guys. How did we feel about the Secret Service agent, the little woman?
I kind of the way she was moving. I said something. The thing when I saw her and the way she was moving, I said
red room, baby.
I said I wonder if she was a widow, and then they said that she was in the red room. I said okay, now it makes sense with the way her fighting style reminds me a lot of Natasha and Yelena.
Yeah. Actually, the scene in the White House when she tossed that dude back, I actually thought she was a super soldier at first.
Yeah, so did I.
She tossed dude back, and she's little. So I was like.
And that was her advantage because she was petite and she could fight.
Mm-hmm.
That was her advantage.
And dude, the way she was tossing the whole White House, the White House scene where they got invited, and before that, the lead up of Isaiah Bradley and Falcon and Cap talking to each other, trying to get into that is a very, very important scene. You have talking about Isaiah Bradley been locked up, tested on, used, abused, jailed for fucking 30 years, and you tell him to go, like he said it himself, right back into the belly of the beast, and this shit happens, I end up back in the fucking box.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. When Isaiah Bradley went to the White House and the whole mind control thing happened, and he's running away from everybody, and they had Anthony Mackie chasing him, and he ran down those stairs, I almost left the movie theater. That shit was so bad, bro.
That was really bad.
I would say, yo, this dude, they had Isaiah Bradley jump out the window over the stairs and jump to the thing. Anthony Mackie's fucking Captain America literally said, Isaiah, stop. And then he went down the flight of stairs like a step at a time. Ran down the stairs a step at a time. I expect you to have a secret jetpack so you can jump with it, goddammit. Fuck you mean? Why are you running like a human being?
Guys,
his ACL, bro. His ACL, bro.
Guys, let's be honest. We could have filmed that a little better or figured something out.
Done something.
Bro, listen.
We could have done something. You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? Not me knocking. Steve Rodgers makes that goddamn jump because he's a super soldier. That's the difference.
Well, listen,
we get into that in this movie, though.
This was the whole joke in the movie that he should have took the fucking serum. And he had the serum. And if you notice, in most of the different scenes, he didn't have his equipment with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's true. He didn't.
I get it. And there's just I just feel like we could have did something a little different.
And I'm glad, and you know what? And I'm glad, Chase. I actually glad that you said that because something else that this movie did for me, and I like when Marvel does do this. Because I think in some movies it works, some movies it may not, is that without seeing the Shield or Red Hulk, this didn't even feel like I was watching a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. It was almost like it's an action movie.
Until you saw the Shield and Red Hulk, it didn't feel like you was watching a Marvel movie, which I did like.
Listen,
and that's the same feel I kind of got when I watched Winter Soldier.
So I was just about to say that's them trying to be Winter Soldier, but like this movie can't compare to Winter Soldier, guys. Let's be honest.
Listen, I don't think that it was supposed to, and I think that the one thing that they did smart was they did not, like, we all knew it was a superhero movie, but they pointed towards the espionage spy thing with the shadow guy in the back, and they leaned to that, which gave you a great storyline and whatnot.
Right.
And then they gave you your superhero. So I don't think it was supposed to.
And also, I would like to say, if you're complaining about, if anybody, any of the critics is whatever complaining about, okay, he's not really a superhero, whatever the aspect, little nitpick you have to have, Batman is a fucking human too.
That is true.
But he would have repelled after him and not gone down the stairs.
Oh my!
I'm sorry, Batman is not getting out into the White House with weapons.
Listen, man, you can say what you want. That stair scene was not right. They could have done something different. I don't care.
Fucking, but
it wasn't. I'm telling you, I know it. It didn't seem right to me, but I understand why they did it.
What I do too, but what I will say is like throughout and I think I said this to you guys outside the theater, there were certain times in the movie, and I more so meant it with like, there were some choppiness in scenes, right? You could see it. There were choppiness in some scenes, but I wasn't overly, I was like, all right, it's a reshot, blah, blah, blah. It was also some of the fucking dialogue took me out too. It felt so like, I hate to say the word, but it almost felt like cringy. Like some of the fight scenes, like in the very beginning, Captain America pops dude's arm out of the shoulder. He's like, yeah, haha, told you you'd be okay. Like, I was like, all right, bro, like you couldn't come up with a better fucking than a regular goddamn generic line from a fucking movie. Like, gotcha, see, told you. Like, it was just like very cookie cutter shit. And I was like, bro, you think about better dialogue? But there's 5 writers in this movie. So everything was very cookie cutter when they pasted it all together.
There's writers, but then you have Anthony Mackie who has to inject how he would say the thing in the script. And this is where, in the beginning, my concern about him being Cap is because he comes off with that very like, haha, I'm here, and it doesn't work and whatnot. And
Cap
what we
cringy.
were talking about in the beginning of the movie that didn't feel right is the aggression. Because as the movie goes on, what makes it better is Anthony Mackie gets more aggressive in terms of how he does everything. Mm-hmm. So when they're doing the flight scene at the end around Tiamat, when he's chasing Elijah Bradley, there's more aggression happening compared to in the beginning where it's just kind of like the show, like, yeah, I'm showed up and I watched this and then and it's just like.
And the thing it's the actions speak louder than words, right? Because when he was actually doing some of the stuff, like it looked cool, but like when he's saying, "I'm gonna be that guy,"
yeah, that's why I'm like, it was very like
I didn't need
90s action hero, like very 90s action hero.
Yeah, I didn't need that scene. I did not need, but also we have to realize is that the way that he's doing this role is that he's basing it. Everybody's comparing him to Cap. That's what that end scene was all about.
And you can't.
And you can't.
That's exactly why in the scene, like, I don't know how it wasn't in the theater y'all were in, but that scene where Ross tells Sam, "You're not Steve Rogers," everybody in my theater was like, "Oh, you're not gonna let him say?" People was like, "You gonna let him say?"
I think everyone had that reaction, just like, "Oh, word."
Kind of like, "Oh,
you gonna say that out loud? You gonna say that to my face?" Okay.
And also, let's give a shout out, even though, because her character was there, but I mean, she served a purpose. But shout out to the Ross's personal security. What's her name?
Ruth. Oh well,
Taylor.
Not her.
Ruth
Taylor.
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 The black girl.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but some of the scenes with her and Sam.
Lila Taylor, there was some flirting shit going on. Like,
that's what I was saying. I said,
he has it in the White House. Remember, he said that.
I'm like,
I have it in the house.
Like, Sam going to hit.
Sam been hit. Because she was giving up information like it was a book. Yo, tell me what you're doing now.
Okay, wait. All right, so I want to go to Giancarlo, and then I want to go to the leader. So Giancarlo Esposito had some good moments. However, I do feel like you could really tell he was added to this movie after the fact. I feel like there were just points in this movie, like specifically the second fight when he just turns the corner and just blows up his car, and then when they're in the bunker, like those two scenes, I feel like they were added. I'm not saying they're bad. Like, I actually like Giancarlo as Sidewinder, and I hope we get more of him because we know he's out there. I just whatever.
One thing I have to say about Giancarlo, your name is Giancarlo Esposito. Learn how to fucking roll your R's in Spanish, brother.
Yo, all right, wait. So I'm the whitest.
You gotta say it, baby. You gotta say it.
I'm the whitest Spanish guy on this planet, and even I felt at times his Spanish were kind of like, it's a little white Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, where's my quesadilla? ¿Dónde está mi quesadilla? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yo,
what the fuck?
The way he was saying Padre, I'm like, I don't know, there's something not right here.
But I really did like the scene though where where Sam is driving and he comes up.
That second scene was great.
And he comes up and he just starts blasting. And what was so funny too was after like he threw I mean, this guy wanted to make sure he was dead. I mean, he was shooting at the car, then took and threw it in there. He says target eliminated. I said he's definitely not. But then what was so funny was when the cop car came up from behind and they just parked right there. He says, okay. And just started firing like this dude didn't care. Like he just didn't care.
Yo, but straight up though, Sam's drop kick to him was sick.
Yeah.
When he did the thing with the battery acid to make smoke too. Smart.
Yeah, smart.
Dude, and also the one thing I gotta give Marvel. Hey, your product placement. I saw what you did there. Your product placement was on point, bro. They showed that new GMC truck.
The new GMC truck. Dude, the first thing I said was, "Damn, that was a nice truck."
That sexy. But you know what though? To Abel's point though, like, what kind of looking back on it now, like, did you guys even know the first guy? Do you know who the first guy Sam Wilson fought? Like before when he was chasing Giancarlo. Now that was Sidewinder. Do you know who the first guy he fought was?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Remember when Giancarlo? Remember when Giancarlo said, "Oh, it's enough to get away," and then he like got away in that first scene. He brought somebody in. The big guy. Do you know who that was?
No.
It's Copperhead.
Okay.
Copperhead from Serpent Society. So do you see my point? Marvel missed the fucking mark there. Because if you're gonna do the Serpent, if you're gonna do the right, you didn't know. I didn't know until after I go back and look that's Copperhead.
Right.
But you're introducing the Serpent Society. Let me ask a question without getting too like I don't want to get all into a fucking rabbit hole here. I'm just saying, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Why couldn't we get the Serpent Society there instead of that trash villain we got in that whole fucking series? Why? That villain in that shit was garbage. Sorry, don't even remember her name.
No, she was
don't
trash.
Even care. She was bad. She was bad. Introduce the Serpent Society in the series if that's what you're gonna do. Leo, nobody knew that was Copperhead and Sidewinder. They were just fucking guys with guns and knives.
They did mention Sidewinder's name. I mean, they did it.
They did after.
Right, but you didn't look at either one of them like, oh, Copperhead.
Oh, Copperhead, Serpent Society. Cool, got it.
You're right about that. And also, but the thing about Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier is that it took place after the blip, so he had to build that character. There's a lot of. I went back and actually watched the whole series of Falcon and Winter Soldier. There was a lot of good fucking takes in that fuking show.
Yeah,
bro.
but the plot itself,
there were
a lot of good takes, bro. First introduction of Truth, his son, his grandkids. You got the first the introduction of the what would go on after the fucking blip that will go on, will actually happen. So it's like you lose a fucking 1.5 billion of people. What would happen when 1.5 billion people come back? And the whole the dialogue inside that movie is very slept on with Okoye and Bucky and all that other stuff. It's a really good fucking watch. After I watched it the first time, after I watched it the second time, I appreciate it more. A lot of people ain't gonna go back to it because it is what it is.
I agree with you. I didn't hate Falcon and Winter Soldier. I actually enjoyed that show for what it was. What I'm saying is Marvel made another forgettable villain who I just had to look up was the Flag Smasher. I don't even remember her. I didn't remember her fucking name. That's how forgettable she was as a villain. It's a bet. Like in my opinion, if you were gonna start introduce the Serpent Society has like 5 or 6 members in it. Introduce a couple of them in there, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. That's Copperhead and Sidewinder. We didn't get them in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Why were they not a build-up to them? You could have done something like that, and it would have been a little better. Just my opinion. It could have been a little better.
No, you have the right to feel that way.
So, speaking of forgettable villains, I'm just going to talk about the leader and how I felt about him.
Oh, God.
I did not like how he looked.
Come on now.
I didn't like the look.
Listen, I thought they could have gave us something in between that and the more comic accurate big head with the beard, and like I think the guy Gary was saying it like he would have rathered him with the beard. I kind of agree. Like they actually we found some like random images of like what he was supposed to look like in the movie, and like I would have been fine if he had like the big normal head like that looked a little bit more comic-y. Like I would have been fine with it. Like I thought it was too the eye was ruining it for me the whole time. That one eye was killing me.
That's what I'm saying though. Like now with a movie like this, I noticed the most part that like again this is maybe I'm being nitpicky. Maybe I'm being super nitpicky. But like you're introducing villains and like they're almost not as recognizable. You know what I'm saying? Like the leader, like, okay, there's like fucked up introductions of characters, Darren, and then there's like
ruin MODOK.
Stupid shit that you know what I'm saying? Like they fucked up MODOK because they made it a stretched out face, right? But this time around, that guy just looked like a green mutant dude. He didn't look like the leader from the comic book. The guys from the Serpent Society, again, did you have to give them fucking snakes over their heads?
Right.
No, but you could have given them some tie-in to make them look that. That's my point. You make them look somewhat comic accurate to be like, oh, that's so and so. I just had to tell you guys.
This is like getting nitpicking because his acting as the leader was all fucking.
He did fine. Like I believed him as the leader, but like I see him more as like a sophisticated looking, smart kind of guy, not a mutant freak.
When he took off the hood, bro, you can't say that he's a fucking.
Like
freak.
honestly, when he was wearing the sunglasses and the hood, I believed him more than when he was just standing there with his stupid eye going like this.
Yeah, his
eye was not. It just threw me off.
They went extra far because they went down the storyline where Ross like overdosed him with the green radiation, and now he basically mutated him and whatnot. Because the one thing that they did do was they referenced was it the second Hulk? Was it from 2000? Was it 2008? They referenced
Hulk.
The
Savage.
one
Savage Hulk. Savage Hulk. That's where you got the leader from.
Yeah. They referenced that movie and whatnot. So if you remember, he gets hit with a little Bruce Banner's blood, which goes into a cut on his head, and that's where it starts to morph. But they don't go back to it.
Yeah.
So what they did with this is they said that Sidewinder's team is the ones that found him, and then Ross took him and like OD'd on giving him the gamma radiation blood, which is why he had the whole mutation. But I agree. I'm like, even if you had, they didn't have to make.
They went too far.
It looked like lumpy oatmeal, man. Like, what the fuck?
But the thing is, when he got the mutation in the first one, when we saw it, his head was actually going in that direction, more comic book accurate.
It was.
But you also got to realize he was also spent 30 years in the fucking pen, and he had a lab to himself. So he's trying to fix himself. Because you remember when he said in the movie, he was like, "You made me into a monster."
Yeah.
So it's like,
what's it called? Adam, Jesus Christ, Aaron. Do you want to get into some of the comments,
yes,
and then like we'll just start talking through there.
Yeah, we could talk more about this. All right, so I'm gonna try to go up to the top and just piece through as much as possible. So I'll start with Sean. This movie could have been a couple episodes of a show. I mean,
this could have been season 2 of.
Nah, because you can't have Harrison Ford in a show. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do Red Hulk in a show.
I'm sorry, Harrison Ford killed this fucking. He killed it.
He did. He crushed it.
Thunderbolt Ross. He did crush it.
As Sean said, I don't think this movie was worth watching in theaters.
I've paid for worse.
Yeah.
I paid for worse.
I saw. I don't want to say it, but the first Last Airbender movie in theaters.
You saw that in theaters?
What'd you see in theaters?
You paid for that?
Last Airbender.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan?
I think it's the class action sushi with the money back, bro.
Yeah, you probably. Damn.
To be fair,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
To be fair, I saw The Village by M. Night Shyamalan. That movie sucked.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
I'm on that class.
I think I saw that too in the fucking movie theater.
That movie sucked.
Too.
Yo, I was so angry about that freaking movie.
Yeah, I think we need to talk to M. Shyamalan. We need some money.
You know, with some bread, seriously.
Mike asked how he felt about Harrison Ford being Red Hulk. I didn't hate it. I liked it.
Not only did I like it, the model that they used was sick, and it made me miss our Savage Hulk, and I'm mad now.
And then piggybacking on that, Sean said Ford was good, but the way they beat him was trash.
You leave the power of friendship alone, okay?
You like Captain Planet.
Sun's getting real low, big guy. Sun's getting real low, big guy. Part 2.
But everybody, we all have to realize one thing.
There was no way Sam was gonna win.
Well,
that part, and also you have to realize, how do you beat the Hulk?
Well, I'm
you
glad
give little kisses.
I'm glad that Sam at least acknowledged it in the last dialogue when he said, "You could kill me in one punch. You could punch me and I'm fucking dead." I'm glad he
almost crushed his head. He almost squeezed his head like a grape.
Yo, son, I thought it was gonna pop like.
I thought I was like, damn, but that was like, then I got rid of him that easily.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
And they had to put that dialogue in there because they had to make the people aware that the movie is aware, and it's like, okay, thank you for acknowledging.
Well, I'm glad they did. That was my hope, was that they were going to be like, all right, I knew they weren't going to be able to beat them, but like,
they acknowledged everything that we had when we did our review of the trailers. They acknowledged every aspect that we had. Okay, how does he land like that? Okay, explained it in the first 10 minutes. He explained, okay, I know you can whoop my ass. Explain that in the fucking end scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we got our explanations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's Red Hulk house. They beat him. Yeah, that's true. Red Hulk basically lost to Red Hulk. Bro's strength was his downfall. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Derpy Entertainment, what up? Appreciate you dropping in. I enjoyed myself. It was more entertaining than I thought it would be, but it left me wanting more. About a 6 or 7. We'll grade it. We'll grade it at the end. We'll give our grades at the end. Mixed feeling on the ending, but all in okay. Just hope they don't take too long moving forward. So I think my thing with moving forward is like now Sam is talking about assembling the Avengers again, and I want to know who the fuck's going to be on the team.
She-Hulk.
The new Avengers, baby. New Avengers #1. Pick it up. New Avengers, pick it up. Please pick it up.
Keep in mind, it was Ross that told him that he wanted him to assemble the Avengers. And I'm glad that Sam came back at him and said, "You were the one that enacted the Sokovia Accords and disbanded the Avengers, and now you want me to assemble them."
Shit! Facts still matter.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's definitely better than the Marvels and She-Hulk and Secret Invasion.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Why you gotta put She-Hulk in there for?
What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Why?
Because it's where She-Hulk belongs.
You know why?
You have green on, bro. You supposed to be with She-Hulk. What's wrong with you?
Why do I have green on?
Because you like She-Hulk. I'm not mentioning that name should not be mentioned.
He said, "Oh nah, insert Scooby-Doo effects while Sam runs down the stairs." He really did like sprint down the stairs. Like,
he could have. All right, listen, hear me out. He could have at least gone like 2 steps at a time. Not.
It was literally like a step at a time.
Those steps are really close together, bro. So come on,
dude. A step at a time was absolutely done. It was crazy.
And let me just say this, that I don't know if any of y'all tried to run in dress shoes, but it is not easy running.
I dance in them every weekend. Not fun.
Not fun.
Not fun.
Huh. John said Isaiah Bradley needs a show. Yeah,
Facts.
Marvel won't.
I would still watch it, and I would definitely watch it.
And that's what I was saying too. Like
Marvel won't do it.
We need Isaiah time, like some serious time with Isaiah.
The truth episodes.
I was a little angry that they did not break Isaiah out and allow him to help. As you know what I'm saying?
I thought they was going to do that too.
That's what I kind of thought it was going to go towards too. That was surprising.
That would have been a good payoff right there.
I agree.
The crowd would have been crazy if they did that.
Marvel, listen to me.
They're not going to do it.
Make the Truth Saga.
They're not going to do it.
That ain't fucking.
That's not going to happen.
Do that.
That's not.
You want? I can get. damn near guarantee you one of the most high views that you would get.
That is not going to happen, sir.
Bro, they can't. Bro. They've ruined Secret Invasion. They canceled Armor Wars, and they're fucking basically canceling Blade. You think they're gonna do an Isaiah Bradley Truth special?
And Adamantium is now harder than Vibranium.
That shit ain't fucking happening. I'm telling you right now, that shit ain't fucking happening.
And also, Marvel hates black people. I was kidding. That was a joke.
Well, it's not true, but I mean, they need to do a better job of fucking making them, you know, what they're supposed to be. Like Secret Invasion still pisses me off. Movie was way too damn slow. Fatal, he killed me, bro. It was a little slow at times. I will give you that. There were times where it was slow. I waited for a break to go to the bathroom when I knew there would be a slow moment.
We literally, me and Aaron literally got up at the same time. Like, okay, now.
I was like, all right, now there's gonna be a slow part. Like I could kind of tell when it was coming. Gary asked if Isaiah died. He didn't die. Fatal said Isaiah was the best part of the movie to me. He was good. Isaiah was good throughout the whole movie.
I think anybody who saw this movie, no matter how they felt about it, are going to say good things about his character because he had the same kind of reception in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, because nobody knew about him in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier until that show came out. Nobody knew that reading a book is important. That you get fucking the characters that you love.
This movie is the weakest of the bunch and should not be compared to Winter Soldier.
Of course.
So as
100%.
far as Captain America movies go, it's I really would have to go back and watch. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the first Captain America movie.
It was fantastic. No, this is the weakest. This is the weakest.
But the thing is, we have to take away. We have to stop playing. Stop comparing him.
It's a different Cap.
To Steve Rogers.
It's a different Cap.
I'm talking about as a movie, not as a character.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you.
But the problem is that Steve Rogers thing is going to keep getting into your head because you keep mentioning the stairway scene, which was bad. Yes, it was. And
I'm just talking about the movies in general. This is the weakest Captain America movie, 100%. There's no doubt about that.
Let's see here. Giancarlo scenes, you can literally tell those were reshoot scenes.
I kind of agree.
I think he was added in. I'm pretty sure he was added in.
I don't think
he was added in later on. He was added.
I don't think he spent that long on the set compared to others.
I don't think so either.
But his scenes were impactful though.
His scenes were good.
And his guns were on fucking point.
I expected Sidewinder to have more screen time. I'm curious if they're going to use him going forward.
Yeah, I like the leader aspect of this. The leader aspect, the fucking technical. Say, I'm thinking 5 moves ahead of you. Actually, more than fucking 10 moves ahead of you. The leader was ruthless. He went to somebody's house and popped both of them in the face just for the hell of it. And he killed the Navy SEAL guy.
Yeah.
Using that little device thing that he had. He said, "I can make your heart explode." Just like
he's beating people with his brain, not his brawn.
And also to remember when they was inside the facility, Sam and Joaquin was in the facility, and he turned that button on, and that thing came down like that. I don't know that sound wave came down.
That's the gamma force that they use against Incredible Hulk in the first movie when they fucking had all the sound,
the tanks,
the tanks with the sound things on them. That's the same thing that they were using for the Incredible Hulk.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what they go back and they reference that movie. So what they're saying is they had him then make that to use against that Hulk. And now this is a modified version or probably one of the prototypes that they had at the facility.
I expected Red Hulk to have more screen time. They promoted him in the trailer since the beginning.
They used him hardcore.
They couldn't put him in the movie anymore. They couldn't.
Sam was gonna die.
I think the pocket that they had him in was enough time, in my opinion, to have him there. I think the amount of time he had was actually perfect to me.
That's what I'm saying. We got the Red Hulk clap. We got the Red Hulk, the Hulk jump.
He looked good.
The jump was fucking great. The run was great.
That whole sequence was nice when he ran and he leaped. What I liked was, did y'all notice when he leaped it was a whole sound wave that came up when he leaped off the ground.
They left us wanting more of some of that Red Hulk, and it made me pissed that I don't have Savage Hulk.
My thing was when he did that first leap and he smacked the side of the monument. I was worried that it was going to collapse all on the people below. That was what I was worried it was going to happen.
Dude, and the one thing that we do miss in that ending scene I mentioned it when we got out the movie theaters, all of us wanted when he grabbed that car and threw it at Sam Wilson. We all thought that we were going to get the fucking boxing gloves.
The boxing gloves as a car? I thought he was going to do it.
We thought we were going to get that call back from the fucking Savage Hulk era.
The boxing gloves would have fucking destroyed Sam. That's the problem.
Exactly, but that's the way we had to play it.
Did we ever get an explanation as to why Ross's hair became black? Because he's Red Hulk. Because he's Red Hulk. There's no explanation I'm giving. I agree.
What I want to know is
Leo drank. I agree.
Yeah. What I want to know.
Damn it, Rachel! You're just coming out of left field with that one.
Go ahead, Jay. Sorry, I didn't mean.
I was just saying. But what I want to know is how does the radiation know what size his pants are supposed to be when he fucking transforms?
Well,
because
I mean,
you want a Red Hulk big slanging out there,
because I'm like, even with the Hulk, like the gamma ray thing knows to make his pants bigger and then to bring them back to normal, which is just like
it's funny. It's funny because I think I like looked over at Abel at one point when I knew that Red Hulk was going to transform back into Harrison Ford, and I was like, I better not see a naked old man on my fucking screen right now. Better not see a butt naked old man on my screen right now, bro. Don't do that shit. I don't want to see that.
Naked Harrison Ford.
You
want to see old man ass?
No.
And also,
don't do it.
Let me just say how talented and great of an actor Harrison Ford is, because that
He's
scene
dope, bro.
when it was on the ship and the leader called him and he's fighting not to turn into the Red Hawk was some great acting. Like you can literally tell he is fighting to not let that be.
I was gonna say, like, usually, like I said, Harrison Ford usually he's been phoning it in lately, but like, yo, he did his thing.
He did pretty good in this.
You can tell he was glad to take over this role for.
He was having fun. You could tell he was having fun.
Yes, yeah, he was having fun making this movie.
I did enjoy the Ed Norton Hulk references.
I will stand on this hill. Ed Norton better than Mark Ruffalo. You say whatever the fuck you want.
I mean,
listen, Ed Norton is my fucking Bruce Banner, bro.
Yeah. I get what you guys are saying, but the truth of the matter is, oh god, the truth of the matter is that that's really due to how Marvel decided to proceed with the Hulk.
Yeah,
they decided to write him into Smart Hulk.
Yep.
They decided to do that. Yeah. I love Hulk from the Avengers movie, the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, great.
I thought he was fucking dope. I had no issues with that Hulk and Ultron. He was good in Ultron too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's just something about the way Ed Norton's Hulk looked.
He was Savage
Hulk. He was just fucking badass.
Yeah. He was Savage Hulk. I agree with you. Now that's the thing. You need to go back to some of that if you're gonna go ahead and proceed with World War Hulk. That's the truth. You got to go back to some of that shit if you're gonna.
And
do
the problem is, Ed Norton should have never talked some shit.
He could have been back, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What has he done lately? What has he done for you lately?
I would much rather see Ed Norton's Hulk versus Hugh Jackman's Wolverine than Mark Ruffalo's Hulk fighting Wolverine. I would much rather see that fight.
That whole fight, they should have done that. See,
that's coming though, Leo. They're gonna do that.
This is what I'm pissed off about. With What If,
you could have done it in What If.
They weren't gonna touch him. They weren't going to touch him.
All you have to do is go back to What If stories that everybody loved in the comics.
Doesn't matter.
And you would have had a fucking banger.
You're lucky you even got Thanos looking like Weapon X as like a picture. Like, you're lucky you even got that.
Shit.
I forgot Tiamat was dead. Dead or just didn't get fully revived?
He's not
pretty much.
He's on standby right now.
I was going to say he's on cooldown right now.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. He's on. My wife said, "Oh," when he said, "You're not Steve Rogers."
Yeah, we all had that same reaction.
I was like, "Ooh."
We all had that same reaction.
Okay, that got awkward. But
you lucky you get decked right in the goddamn eye.
When Red Hulk was in front of Sam, some dude yelled, "Kill Blackton America." He got escorted out for yelling. Oh, damn! I didn't even that happened.
Blackton America's crazy.
Blackton America's nuts. That's
damn. What movie theater you going through? Fuck, you would have got his ass kicked up.
Yeah, I think we might have seen some fucking stars and stripes out that motherfucker.
That's crazy.
It would have been a whole nother Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's
You remember the chair scene that happened a couple of years ago?
So I guess he's not. I guess he's not going to see Black Panther 3. One would assume. Copperhead wasn't made of copper. No, I get what he's saying though. So like in the comic books, the Serpent Society wears like fucking snake helmets or whatever. Right. Like Marvel just didn't do it. They made them look like fucking soldiers, right? Like,
and also Seth Rollins was supposed to be in this movie, but they cut him.
He was supposed to be Copperhead. Guaranteed, he was supposed to be Copperhead.
Probably.
Almost fucking guaranteed. But they probably cut it last minute.
It probably was too small of a role for him.
Mm-hmm. Seth Rollins would have been good in that role, honestly. He should have kept the beard. Bro looked like he was stoned out of his mind the whole film.
That fucking eye, bro.
The eye was.
Oh man, everybody takes
I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw his eye, especially that other eye, the one that that
the white one,
it was just so unnecessary.
Yeah, it looked like Edgar from Men in Black. You know how?
Oh shit!
Give me sugar in water.
More.
Was new Falcon suit made out of vibranium too? How did he survive that missile blast?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
All...
The Falcon suit wasn't.
Oh no,
Joaquin
the Falcon suit
Phoenix's?
wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Falcon suit wasn't. No, Falcon suit was not made by Vibranium.
He was saved by the strongest thing that you could have, and that's plot armor.
Plot armor.
Plot armor is plot, now we can argue. Now we can argue plot armor is stronger than vibranium.
Yeah, it's stronger than that.
Plot armor, exactly. You ain't beating that plot armor.
Yeah.
Plot armor makes Batman beat everybody. Anyway. Bucky cameo was dope.
Bucky cameo was great.
Yeah.
The Bucky cameo was hilarious.
Hell yeah.
Jay, what did you find bad about this movie? I'm seeing a lot of good.
We actually first off, he came in, had this whole speech about like, you're Captain America, you don't need the serum. And then fucking Anthony Mackie's response was fucking classic. Did they write that for you? And he was like, some of it at the end. Like, I just thought like they did their dynamics so well.
Him being a congressman is very interesting.
And also, that's the same kind of dynamic we saw in Falcon Winter Soldier. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a good watch back. I am telling you, it's a good watch back.
And the way I kind of knew, when I was watching that scene, and I'm looking at how it's set up, you have Sam looking at Joaquin on a table getting worked on, having surgery, and you hear footsteps, but they're not panning the camera quickly to who's walking in, and then they do that shot where you only see Sam and you pan over. And I said, I knew then. I said it has to be a character that we haven't seen in a long time, and it was him. And I was like, oh snap, they got Bucky in here, and I said, I know what they're doing. They're teasing him in this movie because the next time we see him is in Thunderbolts, and I think him being congressman, that's going to tie in. That
for sure.
100%. Marvel doesn't do anything unintentionally, bro. Right. The timing of all these movies is everything.
They're playing chess.
But I did like the interaction. Even though he said that part of his what told him was written for him, but the way he was telling them was actually facts, like about him getting the shield and why Steve gave him the shield over him and everything. He said we might. I forgot what he said. He said we might have the super soldier serum in him, but it was something he said that Sam had that we didn't. That made you qualified to carry the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to remember, Cap said a lot of bad things about
him. I also love the tie-in in the last fight scene when he's getting ready to go after he like did the whole virus. First off, I want to mention this. The whole thing, we had a discussion outside the movie theater. So like when he covered himself up and he's getting punched by Red Hulk and it's absorbing all the damage, and then one of the wings gets broken off at the fucking top, and then he, does the whole thing. I had some issue with that. I don't know if we want to get into that too much. I know we're a little pressed for time here, but go ahead. If you want to talk, we can talk about it if you want.
No, I mean, listen, because you would be right, other than the fact that
he broke it off at the top.
If he tore the wing in half, it's one thing. He tore the wing off the suit.
He turned it off the suit, off the joint. So where the suit actually attaches to the suit is where it rips.
It's the only saving grace.
He cannot tear vibranium.
So, but I thought it was smart. But I thought it was real smart for Sam, like when they was at the White House and he was constantly hitting on the wings, building up all the energy, for Sam not to use it at that point, because then when they got to the other part where the cherry blossoms were at, he threw everything at him, like the car, all of that is taking the hits. He's still taking more hits. He ripped off the wing, so that's more energy going his way. And then he pushes the wing into him, and then he just fires off that blast. And I'm like, when that part happened, I was like, damn. Like, that was crazy. How intense that blast was. That blast was insane.
And listen,
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, a lot of people were complaining about how green screened it looked, but like, in the moment, I didn't even give a shit. Like,
I didn't either.
Who cares?
It looked great when it fucking happened.
Who cares about the green screen? Like, we know it's CGI and green screen. Like, what the fuck?
Who in the midst of all this action was like, oh shit, is that a green screen? Like, you were caught up in the moment of the story.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at how dope Red Hulk is and how much I miss regular Hulk, you motherfuckers.
I will say that, like, of the action scenes, like, my two favorite action scenes in the movie, I didn't mind the last scene. I didn't like the way it ended personally. Like, I got why they did what they did. It doesn't mean I had to like it. But, like, also that whole scene where they're flying around Tiamat fighting with the Japanese jet fighters,
man.
That whole scene was my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
The flying looked fucking dope. Sam having the flying was really good. Sam having the strategy to cut through things with his wings. That scene was fucking dope. The way he was able to fly and still maneuver the shield looked really dope. He threw the shield around at one point and it bounced in between two jets. That shit was cool.
When they were flying around and he threw the shield to the little, that was fucking cool.
That was cool as shit. Yeah,
it was
cool.
To use as a block.
Yep.
Shit.
It was dope as
fucking
shit. That whole
cool,
scene was
man.
dope.
He threw the shield to Red Wing, and Red Wing was like literally carrying the shield
Shielding
as he
him.
was flying, and then came like as a shield to get him from getting shot from behind, and then placed it on his back, and it flew away.
that was cool, man.
That was my favorite scene in the whole movie. That whole fight scene was my favorite scene in the entire movie. I thought it was just really, really well done. And then when they did, what I was going to mention is during the last fight scene when he had the callback, he's walking up to Red Hulk and he goes, "Freaking Bucky! I should have taken the goddamn super serum soldier." I was like, yeah, that was funny. That shit was funny.
We did have a lot in our theater. We had a lot of laughing too.
Self-awareness.
There was a good.
Well, after this
amount.
movie, there's been movies where I've gone to Marvel movies and been like, "Oh, that fucking humor didn't land." Like some movies just don't land. This actually, I laughed a couple times throughout this movie.
And every time,
when Joaquin kept saying, he said, I was when he was at the end of the movie in the bed, and Sam was like, "You're not going to become Ant-Man."
They're gonna pay that off too. So just they're gonna pay that off.
I'm gonna pay that off.
And also too at the end when he was in the bed too, and when Joaquin was saying,
"Yo, you got your hook up in Wakanda."
Got your hook up in Wakanda.
He said that's such a Miami thing to say.
You're gonna ask the Wakandans for a favor.
I mean, listen, we gotta start rounding this out. The last thing I will say is the end credit scene did absolutely nothing for anything, for no one.
It set up Secret Wars.
Instead of Secret Wars.
Yeah, but like we knew exactly what that we already knew.
For comic heads and fans, we knew it, but for the casuals, they enjoyed it.
That we knew when he said the others are coming. I already knew exactly what he said. I know about. I figured out all the variables, and trust me, what you're like basically experiencing right here is nothing compared to what is coming. The others are coming, and Sam just kind of gave him that look like the others, like what others, and then that was it. So yeah, and I think every end credit scene that we're gonna see from with this. Thunderbolts, even Fantastic Four is going to deal with Doomsday and Secret War.
We need that lead up.
That's all. I think all the post-credit scenes are going to deal with those two movies right now.
I call it the Thanos lead up, baby. The Thanos lead up.
Yeah, we just don't have 10 years to do it, unfortunately. So we're gonna do it in one.
Do we want to do our 1 through 10?
Yeah, let's do a 1 through 10. I'll go first. It's a passing grade for me. So in school, my passing grades were 65. It's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it did what it had to do, and it moved the story forward. And I will say, if this is the worst thing that Marvel give us this year, we're gonna eat good this year. That's what I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Chase. What do you got?
I really want to give it an 8, but I gotta. It's probably like a 7.75 ish for me. Compared to my expectations for the movie, it definitely exceeded that. Good storyline going in there. Good, not overusing the superhero thing. They had a good thing. We're gonna give it like a 7.5. We're gonna call it like that.
That's cool. Leo,
I give it a solid 8.
Solid 8. Wow.
A solid 8. The acting, the acting was on point. The him not being a superhero was on a point. All the actors did their thing. Like I said, the story moved along smooth enough for me to fucking say, okay, I'm still engaged. The jokes landed. So I'm like, okay.
All right. And let us know in the chat. Give us a 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. Let us know what you think. Aaron.
Damn. I really want to go like. It's gonna sound so neutral, but I'm gonna go like 6.5. 6.5. Like it just passed. And that doesn't mean terrible. It's not a terrible movie. Like I said, I went in with no expectations. So like to me, it wasn't a bad movie. Like I've seen bad movies. That wasn't a bad movie. It was choppy at times. It wasn't always clean at times. There was some shit where I was like, but like I didn't hate it. Like I would probably watch it again if I caught it.
I definitely watch it again.
I actually am watching it again with a crew tomorrow.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. So like, I'll say 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5 out of 10.
All right, go ahead, Torian.
And I actually got to piggyback off of Leo. I actually give it an 8. I actually enjoyed this more than I probably thought I was going to. And also, it was one other thing that I remember in the movie too. Do y'all remember? It was one point, I can't remember when, where Sam landed, but you didn't hear him land.
That was in the beginning. That was that Wakanda
said you didn't hear him land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course he did the blast when he shielded himself and they hit it and he blasted them off like how Black Panther did in first Black Panther.
Yeah, the way they used the vibranium wings and stuff, I thought was very cool.
Yeah.
So all in all, listen, I think middle of the road movie for most of us, and hey, we got a solid 7.
Solid 7. 7 if they would have used Isaiah more would have been a 9.
I agree, but the man put it right there.
If they would listen, if they would have put Isaiah in the mix of that fight, oh my god.
Because they would have had.
They would have had a solid. They would have had at least a 9.5.
Yeah, they would have had to suit him up. They'd have put him in a suit. There'd been 2 black Captain Americas on the screen. I think we might be over.
And his original suit too.
Might be over quota.
You might be over quota.
You mean with the bandana too?
Yeah, that
the original suit, the truth suit.
The original suit, the truth suit. I think we might have been over quota on that. So,
all right, cool. All right, well that's a movie, and then I guess our next Marvel project is Daredevil, right?
Daredevil in March.
As far as the show, but as a movie, it's Thunderbolts. As far as movies go.
Let me see the popcorn bucket.
Oh, speaking of popcorn bucket, Aaron, you didn't acknowledge your popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah, I got the it's just the.
Aaron got me his extra cup. I was
gonna say I gave him an extra cup, but nothing. I mean, Chase got the fancy popcorn bucket. I didn't get the. I just got the cool stuff. Not bad.
Yeah, we weren't buying as Aaron said, we weren't buying the Red Hulk because we didn't want his nipples on our
Red Hulk's it was Red Hulk's nipples. I don't want Red Hulk's nipples on my fucking mantle. Like I'm good on all that.
That one's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I saw like with the theater I went to because I went to an AMC one. They actually had an actual shield. like the actual shield. And I guess it was like a tin texture because when you hit it, you can hear it, and then they had the popcorn bucket on top of the shield.
Yeah, the lid for that.
That's the one he got. That's the one Aaron got.
No, but he's talking about the foldable one.
The AMC one was collapsible.
It was collapsible. Yeah,
it's better than this one. Better than this one for sure.
I also ordered the popcorn bucket with the flight pack on the back, and I also have the Red Hulk one, which I thought was really dope, which has like the popcorn bucket itself has a Red Hulk reaching out to like it looks like a mountain. The whole thing looks like rock, and then the drink cup also looks like it's the same way and whatnot. I thought those were dope.
They also had another one that had it had Cap's helmet. And then when you click the button, the visor turns on, so it's like a red light in the visor.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody wanted the Red Hulk with the nipples out though. That was just crazy.
That was wild.
I didn't want no Hulk nipples on my mantle. I'm good. Brother man with the $5 dono.
Brother man, thanks so much, dude.
You are too. I'm gonna hit you with the dono sound.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely need to see Isaiah more, but him fighting the leader would be dope. Oh shit!
The leader. The problem is the leader didn't have like the suit and like what like he like really goes through. If he would have had all that stuff, that's a whole different leader. Like we just got the smart.
Yeah, this leader would have got bodied by Isaiah.
Yeah.
With no effort.
It's a